Star Wars, Dave Filoni says Thrawn is a critical player in upcoming projects and will be a full-blown villain. Well, I mean, you'd like to think so, wouldn't you? I don't know. Loads of people think Filoni's the Lord and Saviour. I think it's more Favreau. I know that's a controversial opinion around Star Wars parts, but whatever. Again, I do think Favreau's more the chap to take note of. Filoni seems to be a yes man to Kathleen Kennedy, which is never a really, never a good thing when your head honcho is basically saying yes, 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 yes to Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy, because she's, not particularly great. So let's take a look at this, ladies and gents. I saw this and I was like, I don't know if this is good news or not, to be honest. I know loads of people really like Thrawn, but do you have confidence? This is the thing. Do you have confidence that Lucasfilm will get it right? Not Filoni, okay? Just remember Lucasfilm, because Filoni's got to answer to Lucasfilm. So do you have confidence that Filoni will get it right? Because I don't. There's nothing. I mean, he's been more involved in The Mandalorian Season 3 than the other seasons, and that was objectively the worst season. So that doesn't fill me with confidence that, he's going to rock in and suddenly this is going to be great. Let's put it that way. So Ahsoka showrunner Dave Filoni has teased Grand Admiral Thrawn's role as the Star Wars franchise's new big bad, confirming he won't be portrayed as an anti-hero, which has been the case in some recent novels. Will that upset people? I don't know. I mean, he's supposed to be a villain, isn't he? You think so? Did anyone think he was going to be good? An anti-hero? Did anyone think he was going to be an anti-hero? I don't know. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe, by the way. So anyway, Grand Admiral Thrawn was first introduced in Timothy Zahn's Heir to the Empire trilogy of novels. And while those tales ended up being relegated to the non-canon expanded universe when Disney took charge of the Star Wars franchise, Dave Filoni later reintroduced the villain in Star Wars Rebels. Since then, Timothy Zahn has penned more books, this time set in the current continuity, revealing Thrawn's past as a member of the Chiss Ascendancy, and how he came to join the Empire. I will be butchering some of the pronunciation as an FYI. He's been portrayed as an anti-hero of sorts, joining the Empire in order to protect both his people and the wider galaxy posed by the threats which hail from the unknown regions. Now, look, anti-heroes are actually genuinely quite interesting. They have conviction behind their actions and they think what they're doing is good. And sometimes some of the things that they do are good. They have good intentions, but they're sort of ill thought out, or they're working for the wrong people. And look, I know what I know of Thrawn is he sort of rose to prominence and fame because of Heir to the Empire. And that's what most people know him as. And then the more recent stuff, as he's an anti-hero, joining the Empire to protect people, go to the unknown regions, and things like that. I think that's interesting, and it could be compelling. But most people know him as a straight-up villain. So, I don't care about the anti-hero stuff, quite frankly. I think it could be compelling, but by and large, most people know him as a straight-up villain. So his time as an Imperial clearly sent Thrawn down a dark path, though, and Dave Filoni has made it clear he'll be a full-blown villain in Ahsoka and the filmmaker's upcoming Star Wars movie. So basically, he is the villain for the culmination of the Disney Plus Star Wars shows. I was going to say TV shows, but Disney Plus Star Wars shows. So there's the movie which culminates it all, and I guess has now been building towards him. Supposedly, cool, whatever, fine, we'll see. And this is the statement which was made to Empire. He is definitely the bad guy in the New Republic era. In my eyes, when Timothy Zahn wrote Heir to the Empire, Thrawn became this very iconic villain because he was different than anything we'd seen before. He wasn't another helmet-wearing, lightsaber-wielding bad guy, There's a lot of pull to make characters that are like Vader because it's so iconic. I mean, that's true, but that's just also creative bankruptcy. Oh, he was cool, we'll just make a rip-off. Fuck off. But the boldness that Tim had was to make somebody that wasn't like that didn't have those abilities, but could fight in a different way, uses brain. people think what Dave Filoni's saying here is like super intellectual. There's nothing intellectual about this. This is basic narrative writing. Genuinely basic narrative writing. Well, like, why do you think Grand Moff Tarkin was so interesting? You know, someone who could sort of backchat to Darth Vader, of all people. You know, clearly high up there, very clearly an intelligent person, you know, and was a genuinely iconic character. What Dave Filoni's saying here is not intellectual in any way, shape or form. It's basic narrative. You know, to say that Tim had boldness. No, he didn't. He was just like, well, this is a good story. This is a compelling character, someone who's smart. I'm not going to just, you know, I've got a brain. I'm not just going to rip off another character. It's basic. But anyway, he says, in the words Star Wars, the war part of it, him being a Grand Admiral, a leader, a military strategist, a Moriarty archetype, someone that will outthink you, outstrategize you. That really resonated. Yeah, because it's compelling. He's a critical player in this time period. We're fortunate to have that character and fortunate to have Lars Mikkelsen playing him. So, I mean, look, there you have it, right? He's going to be the villain. Does Dave Filoni understand him? Maybe. Nothing about this makes me go, oh yeah, he really understands him. This is, again, just basic narrative writing, quite frankly. So nothing here makes me go, yeah, Dave Filoni understands this villain. He's definitely going to write him really, really well. If I was Dave Filoni, I would have got Timothy Zahn on board to write some of Ahsoka. That's what I would have done. I think that would have got loads of people round, actually. But yeah, so the villain for Ahsoka, Grand Admiral Thrawn, and the villain for the movie, which will obviously be built off the back of Ahsoka and tie into elements of The Mandalorian, will be Grand Admiral Thrawn as well. Interesting. Now they say here, you know, it's interesting to see how Thrawn is portrayed in the years ahead, particularly when the groundwork is clearly being laid for him to pick up where Emperor Palpatine left off, as well as the heir to the Empire. Ahsoka will set the stage for whatever he has planned anyway, and we're sure Thrawn was up to no good during the years he was missing alongside Ezra Bridger. Well, this is the other thing as well, like, do you not kind of nerf Grand Admiral Thrawn when we already know that maggot boy Palpatine's going to come back? And when I say maggot, he literally looks like a maggot. Do we not kind of nerf? I mean, we kind of do. There is an element of nerfing Grand Admiral Thrawn when we know Palpatine comes back. But anyway, look, it's interesting nonetheless. What do you guys think? He's going to be a full-blown villain. Good, obviously. But what do you guys think? Do you have faith that Lucasfilm will get it right? I would have been much, much happier if they were like, yeah, Timothy Zahn's on board. We've got him on board writing. But they don't. So, don't mind, I guess. Anyway, leave your thoughts down below. Cheers, guys. Take care.